Gary Parrish, CBS Sports Eye on College Basketball podcast here with Baylor head coach, national champion, Scott Drew. We've had these conversations a million times. I always think
we had these conversations when both of us had hair.
That's right.
That's how long ago.
Yours is thinned a little, and mine is completely gone.
Mine's definitely retreating.
But I never want to not start here because the story is an amazing story. You're hired in August 2003 to be the head coach at Baylor at a very young age. Predictably, it got off to a rough start. You had the sports stacked against you. Now here we are in October 2025. You're a future Naismith Memorial Hall of Famer. You've won a national championship. You are running one of the most consistently successful programs in America. Looking back there, more than 2 decades ago, could you have ever even imagined all of this? I know you had dreams, but these are big things that you've accomplished.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, it's been an honor knowing you for all those years and listening to your great advice of have better players than the teams you're playing. And we worked hard to get that done. But I can tell you that coming from Valparaiso, and my dad, court named after him, College Sports Hall of Fame coach. He ran a program, and what we've done is take that and just run it at Baylor University. And we run a culture of joy. Jesus, others, yourself. Basically, if you're going to put others before yourself, you can be successful in life, serve each other. And like you said all along since we've ever known each other, and you've been around some great basketball and great players. The first couple of years when we had all those walk-ons, you said they're great kids, but you need more talent. I agree. So it took some time, but we got in some really talented players, and now we're the only program in the last 5 years to have a top 19 pick, and us, Gonzaga and Houston, the only programs to win a game in the tournament since 2019.
And 6 straight NCAA tournament appearances, advancing each time. You've also made 10 of the past 11. So let me stop here, because the sport from the first of those 10 of 11 and the most recent one has changed dramatically. The things your athletic director used to tell you you could never do are now things you have to go out and do. Yeah. And yet your program has consistently stayed at the tip top of the sport. How have you been able to find consistency in a time where the sport is inconsistent?
Well, I think first and foremost, we all know you have to have talent, but you have to have people that fit your culture. And with our program success, the great thing is in the track record of development, we've been able to attract more and more players, and that allows us to even be choosier to make sure we get people that fit our culture and what we're about. And just like you've had to adjust a lot in your career as technology improves and changes. We've done the exact same thing with the style of the game. Hopefully this year we're better defensively because we have more size and length. And we've changed our defenses when they changed the verticality rule, and we used to be a no medal, take a bunch of charges, couldn't do that anymore. So you're constantly evolving. You change what you do based on your personnel, and hopefully this year, at the end of the day, we're in the NCAA tournament. If you make the tournament, anything can happen. And so that's why you got to get there.
I think that's interesting perspective, because we do spend so much time talking about how much your job has changed, but like, you have a job long enough, it's going to change. Yeah. When I got hired here in 2006, my job in the contract was to write 3 columns a week. Podcast did not exist. Yeah. And so now look, so everybody's job does change.
Yeah, we had landlines. A lot of things different.
We go way back. It's a different time. You've faced incredible challenges throughout your career. This is kind of a new one. Yeah. You have an entirely new roster. Yeah. And I know it's not what you prefer, but there was a really interesting story by C.J. Moore, who sort of detailed how you and your general manager, Jason Smith, went about remaking this roster. If you could just explain the challenges of starting from scratch, particularly in a league like this.
Yeah. Well, definitely it's hard when your season ends and then you have such a short period of time, because that portal opens and people are going and making decisions, and really in 2, 3, 4 weeks your team is formed. So our GM did a great job getting us names of people to look at, and then from there our staff getting the background information to make sure that they fit, because at the end of the day one bad apple spoils the bunch, and that's exactly what you got to have, a team that works together, and you like coaching, you like going to work every day, and we've been really blessed so far. Now, we haven't lost a game,
sure,
but we like the players we have, and it is exciting. My dad's real positive by nature. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. The great thing about having a new team, you get to impact a lot more people, hopefully for good. So,
the way I understand it is a lot of it is like analytics. You just to identify, just to get players on your radar at different positions, and then you got to dig in and learn about the person. But you know the name before you know the person. And I know, having watched your career for years, you're somebody who liked being in the living room of high school players and getting to know not just the person you're recruiting, but families. And there's not as much of that anymore. Do you miss what it used to be?
I like people, and there's nothing better than recruiting someone for 3 years. They come, they spend 4 years with you. Now, if they go pro early, great. But if not, they graduate from you. Those are always so emotional on senior night. And then they come back and it's, man, you just spent 10, 12 years of your life with this person. So those days aren't as prevalent. But at the same time, what you have to do is you have to make decisions on people, and hopefully the better we get, the quicker we can process information, the better questions we can ask, the better we can get at our job, so that we bring in the people that we know we can be successful with. There's certain people that will be better players under other systems than ours, and certain people that will be better playing for us. We have to identify those.
You mentioned earlier the string of top 19 picks in the NBA draft that should be continued next year with Tunde.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. He's the 5-star guard who you have enrolled. For people who haven't seen him, tell us what he is.
Well, he's California's all-time leading scorer, so you think the guy's a bucket, which he is, but also he won the McDonald's Slam Dunk Contest, which means he's athletic, very strong, loves to play defense. Probably more scouts are impressed and excited about his ability to be a lockdown defender. And if you get guys that can play both ends of the court, you're a better coach.
You made a hire to your staff early in the offseason, grabbing Ron Sanchez, who, of course, worked hand-in-hand with Tony Bennett for many years, was the interim coach there last season. I read a quote where you mentioned, nobody likes playing against that Virginia defense. You have been open-minded about how to approach things. You have played zone. You've gotten away from that. Could we see some pack line principles at Baylor?
Oh, you definitely could.
Okay.
And you definitely will.
Okay.
So, and again, I think that's the fun thing about coaching. We've had teams where we went 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, and that was a great zone team. And then we've also played 4 guards, and we've been really aggressive, pressed, and had a no-middle defense. And now we have some size and length that could really fit in well with the pack line.
Last thing before I get you out of here. It's a big headline this week with Louisville securing a commitment from a G League player. And I've talked to some coaches who are like, I didn't even know we could recruit them, but maybe now I need to pay attention to that. Do you have a good sense for who's eligible and who's not, who should be recruited and who's not right now? Because other coaches have told me they don't.
Well, GP, we want to be ahead of the game, so I'm watching the Rockets OKC last night. I just wanted to see who was upset, who might want to come enter the portal and come back to college. But in all seriousness, coaches, they want to know the rules like everybody else in the world, and they want to know what the punishment is if you break those rules, and that includes who you can recruit, who's eligible, who's not, how long, and if you polled 365 coaches that are in the Ken Palm Division I basis, if 99% didn't know you couldn't recruit G League, I'd be highly surprised. So definitely took me by shock too. But again, nowadays seems like a lot of things take us all by shock, and hopefully we can get to a point of stability while I have a couple hairs left. Rules, being able to enforce them, and I know this is a long-winded answer, but I'll just go there. From what I've found out, collective bargaining is probably going to end up being the only way to get that done. But at the same time, no one wants to make student athletes employees, so you need some congressional help with that.
Interesting times for sure. Scott Drew, it's always good to see you. I appreciate your time.
Hey, you look great, GP. Thank you very much.
Thank you.